Okay, good morning guys. Welcome back to our second video of the week, and this will be it for the week. Great work so far on the first lot. Looked good. So this is just finishing up with area of a triangle before we move on to another formula and how to work with it, okay? So again, if you don't have your pens, your maths copy, or your calculator, pause this video and get them now. So what we're going to be looking at is working backwards essentially. So these two are two different types of examples. See this guy, we're told that the area is 40 and we are told this length, and we'll be working backwards to find the angle. And this guy is a little bit trickier, but still not too bad. We're looking for PR. So we're told that the area is 42. We're told this length along the bottom, and we're told this angle. So it's two examples, one where we're working backwards to find the angle and one where we're working backwards to find the length. Okay, so I'm going to go through both of these on the visualizer now. So where's it gone? So be taken down as we go along. Okay, so we're told here that we've got this triangle here is 14, 10. Our area is equal to 40. So the first thing that you should always do is we'll write down our formula. So the formula is a half AB sine C. And this is equal to our area, but in the question we're told that the area is 40. So I'm just going to put this equal to 40. Okay, and now we start filling in the blanks, okay? So the lengths always have to be between an angle. So let's just call this guy A and this guy B. And our capital A is going to be our sine C. So it's then just going to be a half multiplied by A, which is now 14. Oh, sorry, 14. Multiplied by our B, which is now 10. Multiplied by sine C, and this is equal to 40. So what we can do is we can figure out what these three numbers multiplied together give us, okay? So you can use your calculator for that. So again, we've just got a half multiplied by 14 multiplied by 10. So these three numbers will give me 70. Sine C, because we haven't done anything there, is equal to 40. Okay. Now I want to isolate, I just realized that this should be a sine A. It doesn't really matter. This unknown letter is what we're trying to find anyways, okay? Lastly, we want to turn this into just sine A. So think of it always like how I've been trying to explain. We divide by the number in front of the letter. This number this time is 70. So I divide both sides by 70. Divide by 70. Because when I divide the left-hand side of the equals by 70, this guy and this guy will cancel. And I'm just going to be left then with 40 divided by 70. So remember, when you pop that into your calculator, it's going to be 40 divided by 70. So 40 is first, which just works out to be 4 over 7. So sine A is equal to 4 over 7. Now the last little thing to do is we want to bring this, we just want an A equals. So we've got this sine here, so think back to before Christmas. When we've got a sine and we want to find the angle, we bring the sine to the other side and it becomes sine to the minus 1. Sine to the power of minus 1, 4 over 7. Okay, so that's a little trick that you've got to remember. It won't be in any formulas or anything like that, so you have to know how to do this part. And the last step then is to just put the right hand side into our calculator. So we'll put shift sine fraction 4 over 7. We can close the brackets and we'll get this big long one here. Okay, so I'm going to do it to one decimal place. 38.8, and I'm then going to do it to the whole number, okay? So it's 38.8. Because this is an 8 here, I'm going to have to round this number up. So it's going to become 39 degrees. Okay, and that should be your answer for that one there. So that's the one when we're trying to find the missing angle. So you can pause it there and take that info down. And now we're going to do the one where we have to find the missing length. Okay, so that looks good. So this time we're trying to search for this guy here. We don't have a name for it. I'm just going to call it X. Okay, we don't know what it is. It's an unknown. So again, the first thing you should always be writing is your formula. This will get you your marks straight away. Okay, and we know that the area is equal to this, but we're told in the question that the area is 42. So we put the formula equal to the number in the question. Okay, so again, the lengths are between an angle, so you can let this one be A, you can let the X be B, and the 68 is going to be my capital C. Okay, so again, a half multiplied by 10 multiplied by X multiplied by sine 68 this time is equal to 42. Okay, now for these guys, work it out slowly. Okay, so a half multiplied by 10. You can do that on your calculator. Some of you might be good enough to know what it is in your head. It's just a half of 10, so it's going to be 5. So we have 5 times X times sine 68. And that's equal to 42. Now, the laws of multiplication, remember, so I can multiply these three any which way I want. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to connect the numbers, which is 5 and sine 68. So we have 5 sine 68. And just to make it a bit clearer, I'm going to put this in a bracket. Okay? And then we have the X. And that's equal to 42. So these three, the 5, the sine 68, and the X, they're all multiplying together. Okay? And it's exactly like the one we did before. Okay? We were looking for the A, and we divided by the number in front of the letter. This time, the number is 5 sine 68. So we have to divide both sides by 5 sine 68 and divide by 5 sine 68. Because what happens now, this guy and this guy cancel, and we're just left with X is equal to 42 divided by 5 sine 68. When we pop this into our calculator then, so we've got a fraction, on the top is 42 and on the bottom is 5 sine 68. And we get 9.05 or 9.06. If this was to one decimal place, it would be 9.1. Because of the 6, I have to round this 0 up. And if this was a whole number, it would be 9 centimeters. Okay. So those are the two examples there. So you can pause that one and take it down and up. And you should have had the first one now. So I'm going to get out of the visualizer. So video's not too long, okay, because that's all I wanted to go through today. Okay, so those two examples. So the questions that you can try now with the video, and I'm going to put up the answers as we go along. So the area of each of the triangles below is given. Find the measure of the angle marked with a letter. Give your answer correct to the nearest degree. So this means the nearest whole number, okay? So this is the one where you're finding the angle, okay? So we're finding A and we're finding B. So it's going to be the first one that I did out on the visualizer. So how about you pause it now, have a go at it. If you're struggling to get it set up, oh, well, I've got the answers there as well. So if you're struggling to get it set up, maybe go from here. So the brackets just mean that they're multiplying each one. Multiply the numbers, these three numbers, what do you get? And divide by that number on both sides. And then we have to do sine to the -1. You should end up getting 75 degrees. And then the same thing is done here. And B is going to be equal to 22 degrees. I know these are a bit more complicated, but this is as tough as it gets with areas of triangles with working backwards, okay? And the next question, and the last question on this video. So the area of the triangle shown is 30 square units. Find the length of the side marked X, correct to 1 decimal place. So be careful with your rounding. So this is like the second example that I did. We know this angle. We know this length, we're trying to find this length. So I'm actually going to go through this one on the PowerPoint, but how about you guys pause it now. I'm going through this one because I know that this guy is a bit more trickier than the angle one. So pause it now and have a go. Okay, so just to run through it then. So to set it up, and everybody should be able to get this far, and I wouldn't be too sure if this would be a 5 mark or a 10 mark question. If it's a 5 mark question, writing this line is getting 2 out of 5 marks, okay? And if it's a 10 mark question, that's 3 out of 10 marks, okay? So always write something, okay? And everybody, this is just using the formula and putting it equal to the area, okay? Next up then is that I've multiplied my numbers. So the half is multiplied by the 12. I've then rearranged them. So I put the 6 sine 37 at the front, and I've put my X just down here at the back. And now what I can do, because this 6 sine 37 is technically just the number, I can divide by it, and they're going to cancel out. But what I do to one side, I must do to the other side. So these two guys will cancel, and I'm just going to be left with X is equal to 30 over 6 sine 37, okay? And then lastly, X is equal to 8.3. So that's me rounding it to 1 decimal place. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with those two. So yeah, that's it. I'll just show you the homework on the presentation. It will also be up as an assignment. No, that's not it, because that's just a blank page. So it's going to be this guy. I'll focus in a little bit more. So the first one is 3 questions where you're trying to find the missing length. Okay, so these are the trickier ones. Then question 5 is 3 questions where you're finding the missing angle. I think these ones are a little bit easier than the first 3. And then lastly, just to finish off, this was actually a question from 2016's exam paper, just to show you that it can come up, and that's lovely and easy. That's exactly like what we did in the first video, and that would be worth probably 10 marks. It was probably a 25 mark question, and this was maybe worth 10 marks of it. So when it comes up, it can be really nice and easy. So yeah, it's just, it might seem like a lot, but I won't talk to you guys until Tuesday. So just those 7 questions in total, it'll be up. Great work this week, and yeah, enjoy your weekends. See ya.